All right. Good evening, everyone. It's about 8:30 here. Futures are selling off. I wanted to jump on, just do a fast little video on today's action because there's some lessons to be learned today. Kind of a grind out day. Again, very hesitant to the upside. Yet, it didn't have a good flow to it. It didn't feel right. A lot of things, and we look back at it. There was two big decisive channels in it. It was an upward channel out of the gate around right about 9:30, 10 o'clock, right about 10 o'clock we started going up. That was a nice move. 43.70 to 40, that was 50 points just about. And then we came all the way back down, and this is where we are back right now, actually. There was some news, possibly some news just broke, some kind of comments coming out, and the market kind of dropped off here. And now we're watching kind of the bounce back up. But I want to talk about, the
order filled.
Oh, thanks, Globe 66. Yeah, the Zello. I was going to touch base on a couple different things. The Zello's working pretty good. I'm trying to not abuse it, so I'm not going to do a lot of talking on it or anything. I want just super signals, and today there was really no super signals, so that's why it hasn't been active. I'm trying to stick to that. I mean, I did make some comments on it, and then tonight I figured it would be a good idea to announce, maybe that sell-off and see what's going on here. But that's working out good. I like it. I have to get used to it. I have to really, I'd like to see this market do something a little bit more wider range chop, I guess. This is the stuff that's annoying. This real grind out. Now we had a nice move down. This is what I wanted to look at today. It was actually a textbook 950 reversal, and we zoom in here. We probably even see. There was a very minor divergence here. You could see the little slope there, but we're not going to count that. It was a quad rotation, and it looks like it might have been a 5-minute setup too.
Kirby from the White House. No intention
anyway,
of
that was the best.
U.S. troops for combat in Israel.
That was the best setup all day. That quad. That was a 955. Market moved up here, and at this point, this is what we're watching. We're watching that. Watching the 60-10 here. That's my main concern here, because when we start to rally, we're going to watch for that to stay up here, and then we're going to pull back, and these are going to be a little pullbacks. And look at this, perfect. Pulled back to the 20, pop. Pulled back to the 20, kind of popped up here. Pulled back to the 20, oversold. Each one of those was a pop, and it continued to go all the way till lunchtime, and then it turned over. And then you have the downward. Same thing. The rotation up, move up to the 20, and then it moved down. Bear flags on the rotations. You had the divergence here at 2 o'clock. We did notice this divergence here, and it was a slight move higher, but it was really, that was the killer part of the day from about 135.
U.S. State Department welcomes Venezuelan-led political
145.
agreement reached in Barbados.
145 to the end of the day, kind of. The divergence there was good, though. This was a nice divergence right at 3 o'clock. Call that. And that was probably a good. That was, how big is that move? 84 to, way over 94. Yeah, these are pretty big moves. 10-point moves. So the lesson of the day is there is still good. You just have to have a little bit more patience and get involved in this crap. I'm waiting for something like this, a bottom after a move. It seems
US
to be.
State Department.
It seems
Venezuela
to.
Accord is a crucial step towards ongoing dialogue and resurgence of democracy in Venezuela.
It seems that there is just good times to trade the market and then times to just step away and let those setups come to you. Don't overtrade. So what I'm trying to say is the divergences, every divergence that we kind of pointed out here, which were a true divergence, double bottom divergence, higher low above the 20 was a nice move up. I mean, it was really, that was the bottom of that move before we actually broke down. And we had another divergence here, and that was the bottom. And then we go back here. That was that one there. And I'm really talking about the divergences in the trend. Excuse me, in the trending market, the bull and bear flag. Really two setups, but sometimes we'll see. And then that goes for sell side divergences too. But you're also looking at the divergences in multiple time frames. The 60-10 is a divergence, so we could be trading here. Every one of those divergences worked out. We have to have. We have to have we have to get in these when they're there. I mean, these are the opportunities. We go back after the fact, realize, well, yeah, it makes sense. But at the time, I don't know, I didn't get into all these. But when we look back, how well they worked. I mean, just a small little divergence from the low to the higher low, the double bottom. If we mark it off, it means something. And we'll probably look back at it and say, yeah, that really actually did work out. Even though it's not a big move, it really did hang out there until this got overbought. And this got overbought. Excuse me. Sorry, I got the coffee now. I know I go to the eye doctor and I come back with COVID. This was also a Rockbot setup today. I'll look at that here. I noticed that the Rockbot just triggered there also on that pullback. I am putting the Rockbot, the tradeometer, I should say. I'm putting the tradeometer on the Rockbot channel for the next couple days because some people are having trouble with it with the Chrome. I advise to use.
Kirby reports number of Americans killed in Hamas attack on Israel now at 31.
The thing I would recommend is what were we just going to talk about here? The fact is, you're going to qualify, you have your prop account, you take these setups. That's the one you wait for. That's the one I should be giving out each time. 3 o'clock, nice move up. That even 3 o'clock divergence, we started seeing it right here. I mean, say 88. Say 88. I mean, just a little move up was 93, 94, 95, 7 points just on that nice little move there. That's nice. Do that each day. Just wait for these. You're not going to have a problem qualifying. You have to have the patience, though. You have 30 days. Wait for your setup. When you have your setups, you strike hard. Until the setups are there, maybe play around with the MES. When the setups are there, go with the ES. Put your stop in underneath the divergence low. It should work. If it doesn't, you have a stop in. It's not going to be. It won't be a disaster because these stops on divergences are really very tight.
Kirby, close to framework for aid to enter Gaza from Egypt.
Another great thing here, understanding the stochastics and maybe getting a bounce and not believing in that bounce. Well, look at, when you do get a bounce, look at that 60-10, either case. Get that bounce, but you don't get a rise on the 60-10, it's probably going to get overbought and then come right back down. So you get that fast rotation. If there's no movement down here, or you feel like it's still embedded, then watch out for this pop is probably going to be a drop. That eliminates that eliminates so much. The bull flags in the beginning, when you're starting to break out of a trend, the first bull flag, pull away, pulls back, nice rotation. This is holding above 80. The higher the number, you gotta take the first two. You gotta put it out there. Put your stop underneath it. The odds are that the new trend break. You have a nice little trend break in here. That first move out of the trend, you haven't established a downward trend line yet. So the market has to move up, then it has to come down, and it has to bounce, and then you put that rise in trend line in. Well, that rotation is always based off of that 9-3.
Order filled.
The 60-10 is telling us that things are A-OK for the upside. So I had it on the Rockbot channel. Sorry. So what was I just showing you? I mean, showing you the flags here. You know, that flag, the pull off of that trend line, the pull off that 20, the pull back. First break out of a downward trend line. You know, that's considered a pivot. And, you know, a trend is a trend. Love trending things. We stayed under the 50, then finally broke out. And you can tell there's a breakout here. There's a trend line. It's back through the 50, 200. And now what you're doing is you're waiting to see how far it's going to pull back to put in the new higher low for the trend. Your first pullback, if it holds the 20, this rotates down to 20, and this is holding above 80, higher the better. You have to take that setup. You have to. That's what we're here for. Now, you see this came down to the 20, but this was right here. We didn't get down. Look how well that worked. You might think, oh, but to pop, here's another flag. Why didn't it hold that trend line? Well, look where that was. This was only at 50 and was still heading down. By the time it got oversold, we were right here. And I said, what do you have to wait for the confirmation by close above the 20-period moving average on a candle. And then everything is good. So you have this under 80. You have this under 20. You have this above 20, right on the 20 line, right around it. And this is embedded. So it was a little chop. Didn't really lose anything before it started moving up here. And then we had another flag. This was a fast rotation. This kind of fell under here. So we were showing, just being careful at this point, because usually after the first three, maybe 4 or 5, start to maybe be reverses. I mean, then we get into that setup, pop just a little, and then kind of roll over. Well, not in this case. This was a nice rally off of that. Nothing really here telling us that the market was going to top out here, unless there was a trend line there. Let me see. Let's take a look at the SPX here today. I kind of wish I stayed in that short. It kind of did shake me a bit. All right, this is the morning. We concentrated on this trend line in the morning. Look at that. We moved right up at that trend line. We broke over it, then we pulled back to it, and then we went all the way up. And then we came right down to it. We broke down through it, then tested on the side, and we wrapped around it like a snake. And now we're that's where we ended up today, right here. At the end of the day, we kind of just moved up. I'm watching that for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the 60s. 60s negative. But it's hanging in there pretty good. Damn, I wanted to be short this market too. Market here pulling back. I want to go over the Facebook group page for Day Trading Radio for those out there. I do post a lot of our videos on there, so it's a good place to kind of go there. It's called Day Trading Radio. It's a Facebook group. There's, I don't know how many people in it. 813? That's a lot. Well, anyway, there's 813 people in the Facebook group, so and I post all our, like, Super Signal, Perfect Setup. I just posted in there. Anything that sale that we were doing, the shows how to hook, if you're still trying to figure out how to get onto the futures trade audio network. There's a video on how to do that. Another other thing, and don't forget, for those who are doing the prop trading, 80% off coupon. So again, if you're just taking super high probability setups, only the super signals, you're going to do fine. Over trade, I can't control that. DTR OCT. It's good in October. 80% off. Apex has one. DTR Apex, APEX. But I think this one a little bit better at 80% off. And again, there's videos all over this. Here's a great video on how to set that stuff up. So a lot of good stuff on this page. So head over there and search for Day Trading Radio, and hit the invite, and you'll be in the show. Market here came back down to the lows. I'm currently short. I send this video out just to kind of update you on not to overtrade too much, and just wait for the setups. All the setups today have actually worked. If we look at the long term here, you can see that low and that higher low and the double bottom here and a nice move up. Same here, double bottom here and the higher low. You can see that. Sometimes if you zoom the chart out, you'll see the divergences much easier. They'll look much steeper. Also, that was a quad rotation. This was a quad rotation. Both of those were technically super signals. So, and again, two good textbook bull flags. Four prime setups here that gave you probably 10 points each. And if you're only getting a few points out of that, on the ES, you got to take these. All right, that's it.